Hello, everyone. Welcome to Discover Joyous Love. This is episode 20, and our topic today is how to balance out struggle versus solution. Now, first of all, when I think of struggle, and I think of, first of all, we need struggle. We need to struggle to become mastery at things in life. Struggle is necessary. But what I'm talking about when I mean struggle, because struggle is a part of everyday life. You struggle, you work hard, you fail, you succeed, you pick yourself back up. But the struggle I'm talking about is the mentality and the mindfulness and how people put a damper on your dreams, on your thoughts. For example, you express to a friend you have a house and you want to fix it all up and make it look real new, 100%. And naturally, their first response is, well, that's going to cost you a lot of money, and you don't have that. Like what I'm saying is when I say solution, there's a will, there's a way. If you want to have something, whether you have the money, whether you have the resources, it is possible. So when you express to someone that you want to go on this great trip or move to this great city or fix up a house, and all of these things cost money, and they know you don't have the money, so they even put the lid on you even more. But what the reality is they're putting a lid on your expression. Okay, so if you want something in life, remove the struggle. Hey, I'm going to move here, I'm going to travel the world, I'm going to have nice cars, I'm going to have big houses, and you have no money. But it's nice to have the thought of it, and if it's there, it will manifest, and you will get it. The resources will show up collectively from the universe. So when I express myself to people and say, I'm going to do this or that, and they go, why, you know it's going to cost you money to do that, fix that house, or move to that certain place, or whatever, and you know you don't have it. But the thing is, they're being negative. So it's about thinking positive. That take the struggle off of the thoughts, take the struggle off of the dream, take the struggle off of the everyday activities, and just fluidly flow, and the universe will protect you. The universe will save you. It's your manifestation that collective energy will come back to you in the way that it should. Where there's a will, there's a way. And it begins with a positive attitude, folks. So let me give you some pointers here. Anything is possible. Now, there's such a thing as resiliency, which that will be another topic. But having that resiliency, that mindset, that mind over matter, that you can do whatever you want, even if it isn't that you get exactly what it is that you want, or seeking out your desires, you will have something there. It's an attitude. So, taking responsibility, when you let these external conditions, the environment, the vibrations from other people come in, they control your destiny. So it's you surrender your power and your authority when we allow others to be in charge of our thoughts, our dreams, our expressions, even if they are not a reality or they can't become a reality, they will become something. And from that is a root to the beginning of something new. So don't put a struggle on my expressions. Don't put a struggle on my dreams if I'm going to, decide I want to do this, that, or the other. And most people know a lot of the things that we want to do in life, are not as possible because things cost money and et cetera, et cetera. But it's about you being in charge of your life. And that's where I want to go with this Discover Joyous Love. That's what this whole thing is about. It's not about love. It's about loving yourself. It's about taking charge of you, staying away from being stuck. So these things that govern us, or the stuckedness, the frozenness from childhood and all that stuff, takes away from your sexuality, your intimacy, everything, your growth. So I'm asking you to wake up with me, folks. Get clear on what it is that you want and what you don't want. I know that's hard, and that takes a journey, and it takes a lot. You have to set out this trajectory of a schedule for yourself and where you're going, what you're doing. And it's good to write things down, take notes, and reflect on what you've come from and where you are right now. And remember, the head chatter, the negative noise, needs to exit. But we need to work on that. So I can teach you. You can DM me, and I can show you some techniques. Now, if you choose, I choose more fun in life, success, money. Now, you have something positive to work with. So what is it that you're choosing? I'm choosing fun. I'm choosing a goal of working towards success or personal development, not necessarily success where I'm rich and famous. And I'm also choosing that money is available. It is there for me. When I want it, it comes. It is tapping into the universe, into your vibrations, and setting that out, what it is that you deserve, not what it is that you need. You have to remove needy. Needy means you're being codependent or having fixations. It's what you deserve will come back to you. Projecting your beliefs onto another is called transference. So again, when we become this person that wants to project or become the vampire or take someone's power, zap them of their energy, it has a lot to do with transference. And this develops around people that are very close or in families or where negativity resides. So let's remove the negative path. Get off of that path. If someone thinks you're not making the best use of your talents, then he is not making the best of his. He or she is not making the best of theirs. This can cause a struggle for the person, like say your parent that thinks you're not making the best of your talents, and so they put the pressure on you. Or so the person who is feeling that way is also having the struggle, the pressure. And now the struggle goes to you. But see, that struggle can go because you need to tap into this fluidness, this flow. And why put the struggle on something? I mean, so you want your child to become, a big and famous doctor or something or lawyer. And maybe that's not going to be the path for them. But you put that struggle on yourself because if they don't succeed, you feel like you don't succeed. And this is where negative starts to reside and build and ferment in your body. We must go with openness, liberating the spirit, the thought. So opening the mind to freedom. Now, anything is a struggle, like I said. When you have struggle in everyday life, the dreams are, we'll get into a dream topic at some point, but then the dreams become struggling. Ask yourself what you believe before asking anyone else what they think. Like, for example, you're watching the news or you're reading a book or you're watching a documentary, and you yourself, what is it that you believe about all of this before asking someone else's opinion? Because that means that you're not self-opinionated and you're always seeking out someone else's opinion, and then they can become your subtle controller, influencer. And they can take your power and zap, especially if you are strong-willed or have that initiative to take charge. It becomes dampened. It dilutes its power because someone else is a perpetrator, and they come in and they steal your energy. Forget about stealing your goods. You're probably not going to have enough material goods or money with that kind of personality over time. So if you don't, shape up, you're going to be shipped out on your own, and you're sabotaging and betraying yourself. Okay. Practicing being and owning your opinions. Now, I love to share opinions with others. And I have to say, I really like hearing what other people have to say. I had a talk show in LA, and I called it Anita's Point of View. And I had a point of view. And back in the day when I was in Philly at Temple, I ended up going on the Howard Stern show, the radio show, and he was very opinionated. And I learned a lot from listening to him, going to school for broadcast journalism back in the day and at Temple University. But I got to say one thing. When I had that show in LA, Anita's point of view, which I have some of those on my YouTube. I have to still download the rest. I have like 100 shows. Anyhow, it was like that I had an opinion and it mattered. And then my guest came on and I wanted to share and see how we could mesh our opinions. So having your own opinions are very, very important. Hang with happy people. Be selective. Are you hanging out with those negative folks that constantly put a damper on things? They go to the park or they go to a party or they eat in a restaurant and then they leave and criticize it. Oh, I didn't like anything about the food there. Oh, the waiters weren't good. I mean, do you find yourself doing that? If so, you need to start to learn how to love yourself. And when you have this less struggle, you're tapping into self-love. You're starting to become more connected to the relationship with your feelings, the relationship with space, the relationship with life. Everything is a relationship. The relationship with the air, the space, the water, the organisms. This relationship is the guidance. This is what you are governed by, and it connects to your heart, the nature, relationship with nature. So again, taking charge of your own life, even if it means leaving your miserable friends or your miserable job. Now, look at that for a moment. Growth is happiness. If you're growing and the happiness is not there, then you're not growing because you haven't let go of the resistance. So it's all about letting go of the resistance, the limitations, that kind of mindset that causes and creates the struggle attitude. Embracing change can sometimes be struggling for people because they're so content and they're so fixated in one thing that they're doing that change is hard to adapt and adjust to newness. So what I want to say is if you want to be sexy out there, folks, change is all a part of life. And that is the sexiness of nature. That is the sexiness of connecting to nature and changing and allowing yourself to mediate your aging process, constantly becoming that first day all over again in life. So leaving the miserable friends, the miserable job, even if it does hurt. Make a list of the things you want to change. Now, so you just want to write down everything. One by one, put it on a wall in front of you. Look at it, read it, one by one. Check off the bucket list. Like, for example, you need to clean your bedroom or your house or go through all the clutter that's been building up for years. Losing the extra pounds that have been building up for years or reducing the stress by going to a yoga class. How do you reduce that anxiety and stress? Aren't you tired of living with it? Stopping the negative head chatter. Now, this is the rumination and all that, which I've spoken about, and I have other videos on that. But that is where we need to begin, is to let go of the head chatter, restructure your cognition. Once you restructure the cognition, everything else starts to fall into place because you're learning how to love yourself, respect your worth, acknowledge your worth. Do not underestimate your power. And if you're doing that, your self-esteem, your self-worth needs attention and it needs cleansing. Mental discipline is the key to releasing struggle. So we're going to release struggle through mind over matter. Emotions, baggage, let's just get rid of them. Forgiveness, acceptance, letting go of the anger, grudges, and resentment. These are the things that we've been talking about all along. But how do you do this? You need to do the work. You need to get into the breathing, coaching, love and relationship stuff, the emotional primal scream, all of that. Monitoring your thoughts and actions. Now, on a daily basis, do you monitor that? How often are you actually looking and reflecting on what you've done for the day, say in the evening before you go to bed? I do that. I take a moment and I say, well, let's see all the things I've done today. What have I accomplished in, say, a productive way, or what have I accomplished in an emotional way, in a spiritual way, or in a way giving back to the universe? Speaking positive words to yourself. Stop blaming yourself. You are not the blame. You are never the blame. That is just conditioned pattern negative thinking from the upbringing or whatever. The school kids maybe, they didn't accept you. You were on the outskirts. You were the pariah. You were the one who was not accepted in the circle. So now you have your own circle of life, okay? And you are learning how to rebuild that and open up to your own power. Breaking those old patterns. That's it, folks, breaking the old patterns. Open up to the creative self, the sadness, the vulnerableness, the feminine and masculine that live in all of us. Find ways to express yourself, yeah. Even if you dress fancy, whatever it is, do it. Liberate your soul. Open up to anything, because anything is possible. The solution is there. The solution is there. Hope is not. Hope is a crutch word. Solution is a power word. That is a word that we can look to something. We can connect it to a future goal. We can connect it to the moment, to the feeling, to the thought, the alignment, and the manifestation. Okay, a little bit more for you. Joining activities so that new opportunities open up for you. That's the only way you're going to, you have to explore. Get out in the world, join activities, do different things, explore life, whatever it is, even if it is not the rightest thing for you, but it is something to get out there and deliberate, move through, explore, try something, play. There are no failures. We grow from the failures. Remember that. There are no failures. Which struggle we need to have so that we can become better at what it is that we're wanting to achieve. Of course, you have boundaries, and your mentor's learning from others. So success is a result of following the certain patterns, the emotional strength, exercising gratitude. So there's a certain pattern that is guided, that maybe when you're a child, there's a certain pattern of success traits that you're exposed to. And that is how people follow that trail to success. It's sort of built in, but you have to learn it if it isn't built in. Or you didn't go to the right schools, or maybe the schools weren't so good, or, you know, all of these different factors. Happiness and fulfillment, giving back to the poor people in life, nurturing your own relationships. So how do you have happiness and fulfillment? Just giving back to people, helping people, opening your heart to even within your own relationship. And never forget your family and relationships. They come first for nurturing and giving back to. And then you extend the love. Overcoming the struggles would become easy once you adapt the patterns of successful people. So admire. I always look at all of these successful people out there on TED television and the different, people that have really succeeded, whether they're in entertainment or they're entrepreneurial, or like Jeff Bezos and those kind of people, or Mark Zuckerberg, these kinds of successful people. I really like to study them and how they became successful. Because look, you get so much help from your family, but you have to have some kind of talent. And there is a pattern. So there is a pattern that goes with this. And once you adopt these new patterns, this is the journey, the trajectory to success. Never give up. Now, it's one thing my mom said to me before I moved to California, never give up. And it could mean anything. Just don't give up on yourself. Not necessarily, I want to be a famous actor, or I want to be a famous doctor, but I can't get that college degree. I don't have the grades, or whatever. That's not really what we mean about don't give up. Just don't give up on your power and your love for yourself. We're taking it to a spiritual level because that is where the spirituality connects to the reality. Spirituality connects to reality. In my world, struggling is critical for mastery. It is not a weakness. So please look at struggle as a mastery. Mistakes are helpful for brain growth. So how does your brain grow? You make mistakes, you fall, you pick up, you start over, you learn. Now, if the learning doesn't happen during this time of where you are having a lot of mistakes or the struggle is there, then you need to look into some help, because mistakes are there to learn and to grow. Or maybe you're exposed and influenced by negative people around you, and that mistake becomes suppressive and you become down on yourself. And so you have to realize the kind of people that you're around and who you're exposed to that support your growth and your ups and downs. Challenge, discipline, it's all part of it. The spiritual struggle, folks. I'm going to leave you on that, and I'll leave you with one little saying here that I have, which I'll put up, that was from Robert Downey Jr. I saw this on he claims that, where is it? I'm looking through it in the phone. Here we go. It's not that difficult to overcome these seemingly ghostly problems. What's hard is to decide to actually do it. Robert Downey Jr. Thank you for tuning in to Discover Joyous Love. I'm Anita DeFrancesco, and our topic has been how to find that balance between struggle and solution and opening up to your sexy heart, right? All of that. You can find me at tantrawisdom.com, and I have 2 books, True Crime Book, the DonnaGentileStory.com, and tantrawisdom.com, Live Free. You can look me up and see who I am. Thank you.